Okay, this is part one of Who the Fuck Did I Marry? And I just want to make this very clear. This is not me trying to publicly shame him. This is not me wanting hate directed towards him. I'm genuinely just sharing my experience because this has been the worst week of my life. I cannot get emotional because this is the first day in 7 days that I haven't cried, so I cannot cry today. I'm gonna try and keep it together in this video. So I met my boyfriend in June of last year in Australia. I had left my miserable life in Canada and moved across the world by myself to Australia, and I was the happiest I had ever been in my entire life. The night we met, we fell in love right away. He said I was his dream girl, and it was honestly such a magical night. He seemed to be everything I could ever want in a guy. Keep in mind, I had just gotten out of a toxic relationship, so I was not looking to date right away, but he was very interested in dating me. He wanted me to be his girlfriend. He was saying it literally every single day. We officially started dating August 4th of last year. We spent the first half of our relationship in Australia together, and then we did long distance for the second half of our relationship because he moved to America. He moved to LA, and I wasn't ready to give up my Australian visa yet because I had just got there. I came to LA to see him 3 times, and he never once visited me in Australia, but I was okay with it because I knew he was trying to build a new life in America, and I supported him on that. Our whole relationship, he was convincing me that Australia was shit pretty much and that I needed to move to America with him. Long story short, I ended up giving up my Australian visa early to move to America with him. I left my successful career, my friends, the life that I built for myself, the life that I've always dreamed of since being a little girl. I left for him. I was okay with doing this because I genuinely thought he was the one. I'm just giving you guys the backstory because the amount that I sacrificed for this man is insane. There was even a point where he was struggling so bad financially that I let him move in with my parents in their basement suite for 4 months this summer in Canada so that he could save some money and he could start his online coaching business that I helped him with every single day. Keep in mind, I left Australia to move back to Canada, a place where I was miserable and hated myself, just so he could start a business, and he never once came and saw me in Australia. Our relationship was incredible. We were head over heels in love with each other. He loved my friends, I loved his friends. We would reiterate every single day that we thought we found our person. It was honestly perfect. The weekend that we made things official, I flew to Melbourne to meet his entire family, and then shortly after, he flew to Canada to meet my entire family. That's kind of the backstory of our relationship. I wanted to get into that because I wanted to let you guys know how obsessed we were with each other and how much I gave up for this man. Like, I genuinely thought this was my person, and that is why this is so heartbreaking. Like, it wasn't just a relationship, like, this was my person. I'm gonna get into how I found out about the cheating incidents because there was multiple in a part 2, so stay tuned for that. And I'm gonna kind of tell you guys the red flags that I completely ignored, and I really hope this can help somebody mitigate the pain that I've been through because, like I said, this has been the worst week of my life. This is part 2 of Who the Fuck Did I Marry, and I'm gonna get into how I found out that my boyfriend was cheating on me. It's been 7 days now since I found out, and this is the first day I actually feel strong and able to make this video. Last September, my boyfriend went to Burning Man Music Festival for an entire week, and my friends already thought I was crazy for letting him to go to something like this, but genuinely, I had 100% trust in him. That's one thing I loved about our relationship, is that I could live my life, he could live his life, and we had 100% trust. He was very good at keeping communication during the festival. He would walk almost an hour every single day just to give me a call. He would tell me how much fun he's having and how excited he was to see me after because we were meeting up in Jamaica for a holiday after the festival. A couple months go by, I'm looking through his tagged photos on Instagram to find a photo of me and his family, and beside the photo of me and his family is this photo of a girl on his shoulders at Burning Man. I screenshotted this photo and sent it to him and said, "Who is this?" And this was his response. I didn't think too much into it because I genuinely trusted him, but I always had that girl in the back of my mind. Fast forward to a couple weeks ago when I started getting comments from people about my boyfriend's behavior in the past, and it caused me to do a little bit of digging. Last Wednesday, I had a girls' day with a couple of my friends in LA. We went for a walk, got some bagels, got some matcha. It was a beautiful morning, and we were having a chat about the comments that were being made to me about my boyfriend. I was asking them if I should message this girl from Burning Man because it's the only real proof that I had of something weird going on during our relationship, because like I said, he was not shady at all during our relationship. I honestly had no inkling that he would ever cheat on me. He was obsessed with me. I was posted all over his Instagram. I had his phone passwords. There was just nothing in my brain that would have told me he would have done this to me. I figured sending a message to this girl would be the only way I could get actual confirmation if anything has happened in our relationship. And I genuinely felt so bad going behind my boyfriend's back and even messaging her in the first place, but I had this weird gut feeling, I can't even explain it, and I genuinely thought her response was going to be like, no babe, don't worry, he told us he had a girlfriend, like, you're good. Friends and I were getting our nails done, and I was halfway through getting my left hand painted, and she messages me this. My heart sank, obviously, and I gave her a call right away, and she explained everything. She told me that they were not only hooking up the entire Burning Man festival, but he was also calling her his little wifey, and they basically had a full-on little relationship at this festival. Keep in mind, this festival was after he asked me to be his girlfriend. I met his family, he met my family, we both said I love you, we were absolutely head over heels for each other. This was the honeymoon period for real. And just wait, because it gets worse. A lot worse. I'm on the phone to this girl, absolutely heartbroken, and then she goes, oh, and then there was Vegas. He proceeds to tell me that he cheated on me again with her in Las Vegas on New Year's Eve. I'm thinking back to New Year's Eve last year. He told me this was a boys' night, that no girls were there. I was in Australia, he was in America. This was a few days into our long distance. He had just spent Christmas with my family in Canada. He told the girl that we broke up, even though this was probably the strongest point in our relationship. This next part is the craziest part of this entire story, so buckle up. She tells me that she asked him many times if he had a girlfriend because she saw the photos of me on his Instagram, and he proceeded to say that we broke up. She tells me that they share a kiss, and don't cry. She tells me that they kiss and that he was pressuring for more, but she pushed him off and said, I have a feeling you have a girlfriend. Then she says she gets the ick because she can hear him in her bathroom FaceTiming me for our New Year's kiss. And I can remember this FaceTime as clear as day. I would have never suspected it, especially not that night. Like, he was texting me all night saying how much he loved me and how excited he was to see me, and FaceTiming me, literally FaceTiming me in her bathroom after they kissed. I was in complete and utter shock, honestly, because that night, out of any nights, I was not suspicious at all. He was Snapchatting me, the boys, all night. He really hid this very well. And my thing is, I wouldn't have known about this Vegas situation if it didn't happen to have been the same girl from Burning Man. I'm just editing this, and I just wanted to add in that I feel so bad for this girl that called me as well, because she was not equally, like, she wasn't in a relationship with him, obviously, but she was also blindsided by him because of what he was telling her. He was completely lying to both of us, and I just feel so grateful that she had the courage to tell me everything that happened, and she's a real girl's girl, and I honestly owe my life to her because she saved my fucking life from this man. The craziest part about this whole thing is that when I found out, he didn't take accountability for anything that happened in Vegas. He took accountability for Burning Man, but he thinks he did nothing wrong in Vegas. I'm not sure what kind of psychopath you have to be to think that kissing someone isn't cheating, but I guess if he thinks that that is nothing wrong, then I can't imagine what else he's done in our relationship. There were a lot of red flags in this relationship that I did look past, and now I'm going to go on to my next relationship being a lot more cautious, with a lot more walls up, which really does suck. Like, this has honestly affected me in future relationships, which is heartbreaking. But I want to end this video off on a positive note because these last 7 days have been very transformative for me. I did a breathwork class that really released a lot of negative energy and a lot of hurt. I went to a spiritual reader that really helped me turn this into a positive and get excited for the future and give me some clarity and direction on life, which did make me feel a lot better. I've just been taking this day by day and doing everything I can to heal myself properly. The first 4 days I didn't eat anything. I couldn't even walk down the sidewalk without having a mental breakdown and a panic attack. I still have cried every single day since it's happened, but I feel myself getting stronger and stronger each day. So I just want to thank you guys for being my support system, and I will get through this and find someone that treats me the way I'm meant to be treated.
This is truly heartbreaking to believe that you found the one, that you even changed the direction of your future. You moved to a different state out of love. Love blinds us all. I know you thought he was the one and that he could do no wrong, and I think people take advantage of that. They know that you gave them your trust, so they abuse it. They think, she's never going to find out. She's never going to go looking because she thinks there's nothing there to find. And it's truly disgusting that he was able to do that and still act like he did nothing wrong. So yes, if he thinks him kissing another female on New Year's and turning around and FaceTiming you was nothing, I can only imagine what else he's done. But I'm glad that this woman came forward and told you the truth, because a lot of women will probably not even acknowledge that hey girl text. But like you said, she was just as equally upset because he's been playing both of you.
Yep, from a man perspective, at the end of the day, some people who come in your life are just meant to be lessons to learn from. They're not meant to be something that you can grow with. And I know that you are personally invested in this, and I can tell how emotional she is throughout this story time. But at the end of the day, my heart does go out to this creator. It seems like she's truly shattered by this. Have you ever been in a situation like this, Messy Family? What are your thoughts when it comes to this story time? I do wish her the best in her journey when it comes to relationships moving forward. I always advise people. I know I'm not a relationship coach or nothing like that, but just being in a relationship for a very long time, I can say this. At the end of the day, you will find somebody that matches your energy, and I hope that this doesn't deter you from, meeting that person. A lot of people miss that person now because the person before them, kind of fucked it up for them, So now you're going to look past the man who's actually meant for you in this situation. So I just hope that you don't. I hope that you continue to keep your heart open and available for new relationships. But at this point, that will come. We don't have to rush into things anymore. You can take your time. I know we live in a generation where everybody wants instant gratification. They feel like they can't be alone, but sometimes God wants us to be alone just so we can personally fix our own character development. We can start developing ourselves. And one day you will have the strength to be back in a relationship, and you will find somebody who is more meant for you, and you will have, more discernment when it comes to that. But don't let this be the reason why you don't want to date again or anything like that. He was just one bad seed at the end of the day. A lot of people probably will fall victim to him eventually in the future. God willingly, God forbidly, God forbidden that happens. But what are y'all thoughts when it comes to this? Are y'all interested in following this creator? I will have her linked in the description box. You already know this. We say this in every video. But just in case you're new here, she will be linked in the description box so you can follow her for more updates on this. She did do a follow-up video talking about the red flags that she did notice and she didn't, she missed in a relationship, but she kind of just recapping on that. So if you want to see that, please follow her. She's a pretty large creator too, so some of y'all probably already know who she is. But again, thoughts and prayers goes out to you. Hope that you find another partner that will take you seriously and not do this type of petty ass shit. This is petty. This is childish behavior. But what are y'all thoughts? We will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.